The 2026 NBA playoffs start April 18th. And for most of the players on this list, these aren't just basketball games. They're the moments that will be attached to their names for the rest of their lives. The defining runs, the defining failures, the moments that separate the good from the all-time greats. 5 players, 5 legacies, 5 stories that are about to be written in real time. Number 5, Nikola Jokic. 3 MVP awards, a championship in 2023, the second most triple-doubles in NBA history. And this season, Jokic has done something he's never done before. Averaged a triple-double for the entire year, leading the league in both rebounds and assists simultaneously while ranking in the top 7 in scoring. No player has ever done that combination in a single season. The knock on Jokic has always been the same 2 things. He can be outworked by elite athletic bigs in the playoffs. And outside of 2023, when the Nuggets won it all, his teams have been eliminated before they should have been. After winning the championship in 2023, Denver was knocked out by the Timberwolves in 7 games in 2024. Then knocked out by the Thunder in 7 games in 2025. 2 straight second-round exits after a title. They're a 4 or 5 seed this year with the best offense in the league, but one of the softest defenses among contenders. If Jokic leads Denver on a deep run, and especially if they take down a 1 or 2 seed along the way, the GOAT conversation around him changes. His case already rivals Jordan and LeBron statistically. If you like this video, hit subscribe. The playoffs start in 8 days, and we're going to be here for all of it. But another early exit for a Jokic team that looked like a contender? That argument gets harder to make. Number 4, Cade Cunningham. He's 24 years old and has never won a playoff series. His team is the number 1 seed in the East. He was averaging 24.5 points and 9.9 assists per game. The kind of numbers only 8 players in NBA history have ever sustained, before suffering a collapsed lung on March the 17th, diving for a loose ball. As of April 2nd, he's been reevaluated and will be checked again in 1 week. The internal optimism in Detroit is that he could be back for the start of the playoffs on April 18th. But he's not going to be 100%. He's not going to have any real game reps. He's going to step into a first-round playoff series after missing the final month of the regular season with a collapsed lung. The Pistons haven't won a playoff series since 2008. If Cade comes back and leads this team past the first round, past the second round, deep into the conference finals, everything changes. He goes from promising star to proven leader. He validates the entire Detroit rebuild in 1 run. And if he's not healthy enough, or if the Pistons fall early without him, that's a different kind of legacy moment. One that isn't his fault. One that's completely out of his control. That might be the most tragic dimension of this entire playoff field. Number 3, LeBron James. He is 41 years old. He is the all-time points leader, the winningest player in NBA history, a 4-time champion. He just had the first father-son assist in NBA history with Bronny on March 27th. He is in the final year of his contract. He hasn't told anyone what he's doing next. Reports have circulated from people around the league that if the Lakers win a championship, he retires on the spot. When asked about retirement at the All-Star game, he said only, "When I know, you guys will know." LeBron's legacy is not in question. He's already one of the 3 greatest players who ever lived. But the shape of how it ends matters. Does he go out as a champion? In a run where he accepted a reduced role, sacrificed his scoring to play beside Luka Doncic, and proved he could win in any way the team needed? Or does this end quietly in an early exit, with a free agency decision that leaves everyone wondering what comes next? A championship run would be the storybook ending basketball has never fully given him, not with the level of self-sacrifice he's shown this year. LeBron James doesn't need to win, but if he does, there may be no better final sentence to the greatest career in NBA history. Number 2, Jason Tatum. He tore his Achilles in May of last year. He came back in 10 months, one of the fastest recoveries in NBA history for that injury. He's averaging 21.3 points and 9.8 rebounds in the 12 games since returning, with a season-high 32 points against Charlotte in his best performance. On April 1st, he recorded a triple-double, 25 points, 18 rebounds, 11 assists, and afterwards said he still doesn't feel like himself yet. His field goal percentage is at 40%, his three-point percentage at 32%. He acknowledges openly, "I'm not Superman. It's obviously going to take some time." But here's the thing. Dominique Wilkins, who lived through his own Achilles recovery and said there aren't many bigger fans of Tatum right now, believes the best is coming. Every source around the Celtics believes the best is coming. Tatum scored 32 in Charlotte while still feeling off. The playoffs haven't started yet. If Jason Tatum gets healthy in the middle of a playoff run, really healthy, first-team All-NBA healthy, and leads Boston back to the finals or beyond, it becomes one of the greatest comeback stories in NBA history. Not just basketball history, sports history. The player who couldn't walk in May, competing at the highest level 11 months later in June. What do you think? Does Tatum get back to his best before the finals? Drop it in the comments. And number 1, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Last year he won the MVP, the Finals MVP, and the scoring title. He became the 4th player in NBA history to accomplish all 3 in the same season, joining Kareem, Jordan, and Shaq. He led a team of young players that nobody expected to win a championship to the title in their first playoff appearance together. This year, he broke Wilt Chamberlain's 63-year-old record for consecutive games with at least 20 points. His streak currently stands at 137. He is averaging 31.6 points per game. When asked after a 47-point performance if he wanted to make his case for a second straight MVP, he said, "Nah, I'm good. I let my game do the talking." The NBA hasn't seen a back-to-back champion since the Golden State Warriors in 2018. That's 8 consecutive years of a new champion. Every dominant team has eventually stumbled. Injuries, upsets, the randomness of a 7-game series. If Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins a second championship this year, back-to-back, carrying a team that put together one of the most historically dominant seasons in NBA history, it stops being a conversation about whether he can win. It starts being a conversation about where he belongs among the greatest players who ever played. That is the legacy moment sitting in front of him right now. The playoffs start April 18th. 5 players. 5 stories. None of them are finished yet. Subscribe. We'll be covering every round from opening night all the way through the finals.